Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thanks to everyone for joining today for our webinar featuring the MSc in Management program from the University of Huddersfield with Coursera. My name is Sarah, and I'm an enrollment counselor here at Coursera. Joining me is my fantastic colleague, Saman Vaya, who will be helping behind the scenes in today's webinar. I'm also excited to announce that we have Dr. Shelley Harrington joining us today from the University of Huddersfield. She is the course leader for the program, and we'll be doing an interview with her to discuss the MSc program. And then we will have a live Q&A where you can ask your questions. Please make sure to label your questions for Dr. Harrington so that she can go through them accordingly. Before we get started, I want to go over a quick agenda to help set the plan for our time together. We will begin with a general overview on the University of Huddersfield and explore the admissions requirements for the program. We will also be touching upon the fee structure and walk through the admission application checklist. Finally, we will round out our time today with a live Q&A session with Dr. Harrington. So let's get started. A lot of people joining today's webinar may want to understand who the University of Huddersfield are. The University of Huddersfield is a public research university located in Huddersfield, West Yorkshire, England. Next slide. I also want to discuss the significance of this amazing university and program. I especially want to showcase the array of accolades that highlight the university's commitment to excellence. Huddersfield Business School is marked by its exceptional quality being AACSB accredited. The AACSB accreditation stands for Association to Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business. Less than 6% of the world's business schools hold this accreditation. The university has also been recognized as the UK's top young university in the Times Higher Education Young University Rankings for 2024. Outstandingly, it is also deemed as the Business School of the Year at the prestigious Times Higher Education Awards in 2023, underscoring its firm commitment to business education. The University of Huddersfield has recently been named as one of the top universities for business and management studies in the QS World Rankings subject in 2025. For its exemplary educational efforts, the University of Huddersfield has also earned a 5-star rating from QS Stars. The University of Huddersfield staff are the top 3 in England for the proportion of staff who hold doctorates, who have higher degrees, and hold teaching qualifications. So, you'll be learning from some of the best, helping you to be the best. The University of Huddersfield is also the most improved university in UK as per the 2025 QS World Rankings. This striking combination of accolades paints a university truly dedicated to and effective in furthering educational excellence, making it a prominent choice for students worldwide. Next slide. Let's talk about what you can expect from the program and how you'll be studying. The MSc Management program is designed specifically for online delivery and taught by the same world-class faculty of award-winning academics and industry experts that teaches on campus at the Huddersfield Business School. As a distance learning student, you will receive the same standards in teaching excellence as Huddersfield on-campus students. The university does not outsource any teaching, and you'll be taught by the same highly qualified academic team. What a typical day might look like for you is that you'll log onto Coursera and you'll see the courses you've registered for on your dashboard. And you'll notice that this program runs using a blend of pre-recorded video content, written study materials, and live sessions. Courses include supplementary readings, pre-recorded video lectures, assignments, and discussion forums to help you spark connections and build networks with your peers. It's 12 to 18 hours of studying time every week, and you can study whenever, mornings, evenings, or even weekends. There will also be 2-hour live sessions available, and we'd advise learners to attend so you can benefit from the learning and community. The live sessions will be held twice a week, every 4 weeks to accommodate time zones and learner availability. Don't worry if you can't attend, as these will be recorded and shared out. This degree can only be studied over 2 years or 24 months, part-time, and entirely online. The program has 7 modules, 20 credits each, and a 40-credit research project to complete. Each module is 12 weeks, 10 weeks for a course, plus 2 weeks for assessment. There are no examinations for this program. There will be a split between MCQ, or multiple choice questions, and coursework. There will also be a reflective piece for one of the modules. There will be no group work, and all work will be individually based. The way the assessments are designed is by taking the knowledge of what you have learned in the program and applying it. The assessment grading varies by modules. For example, MCQ, multiple choice questions, which will come on early in the course, may be weighted at 20%, and then 80% of your grade will be down to the individual assessment. This course is great for those who want to pursue a career in management. This degree is ideal for learners who may wish to progress in management in their higher workforce or gain a better understanding of business and how it works. There are 3 intakes for this program. Learners can apply for either May, September, or January 2026. The next intake for this course is May 2025. Next slide. Let's talk about the entry requirements for the MSc Management. There are 2 entrance pathways for the program: standard direct entry and performance-based entry. Next slide. The first requirement for standard, learners must hold a Bachelor of Honors degree, a 2.2 or above, or the international equivalent in any subject or discipline. If you're unaware of what your qualified could translate to here in the UK, Samanvaya will drop the link in the chat below so that you can check. Feel free to select your country from the drop-down menu to understand what your qualifications would translate to in the UK. It will also enable you to understand what your grading would be equivalent in the UK. Applicants with other professional qualifications and/or experience will be considered on an individual basis. The second requirement is English language proficiency. If your first language is not English, you will need to meet the minimum requirements of an English language qualification. If you have not studied in an English-speaking country in the past 2 years or have worked in English for over 18 months, you will need to provide an English language test. The English language test accepted are IELTS with an overall score of a 6.0 with no band lower than a 5.5, Duolingo English language test of a 105 score overall. I'd recommend Duolingo, as you can do the test online and gain the results in 24 to 48 hours, and it's a little cheaper. Sam and Bio will be listing it in the chat box for your reference. The third requirement is reference. You must provide either an academic or professional reference. If you have studied in the past 2 years, you can provide an academic reference. If you're working, I'd recommend a professional reference. For students who do not hold a completed bachelor's or have a lower class degree, such as a third, you can enroll via the performance-based admissions route. A lot of students are unaware as to what this entrance route means, so I'd like to give you some context to what it means. Performance-based can be seen as a stepping stone into the full MSc. It would require you successfully completing a 20-credit module. The PBA will run over 12 weeks, and they are already part of the MSc program curriculum. There are no pre-sessional tests or examinations you need to complete beforehand. You'll complete one of 3 courses depending on when you're applying to join the September, January, or May intake of the MSc Management. If you enroll for the Fundamentals of Leadership module in May and successfully complete it, you'll be able to join the MSc intake in January. Dr. Shelley Harrington is the module teacher for this course, and she'll be able to explain it in more detail and depth a little bit later on in the webinar. To apply for the PBA route, you will need to ensure you meet the English language requirements and provide professional reference, alongside with other documents in your application. We will discuss what documents you need to apply later on in the webinar. Please note, if you apply for the standard direct entry but do not meet the requirements, the University of Huddersfield will review your application as a performance-based application. Next slide. Let's discuss the important topic about the finance of the program. Next slide. The total program fees for the MSc Management program would cost £8,900, or roughly $11,536 US. What does the cost of the online program include? It includes online lectures, seminars, and tutorials, access to online library services, and the university's Learning, Innovation, and Development Center, access to the University of Huddersfield Enterprise Team, student support and well-being services, students' union membership, course administration, graduation ceremony, including guest tickets and reception, excluding gown hire and photography. You can either pay the course fee when you enroll onto the program or pay for your course in installments per year of study. For example, for a 2-year course, you'll pay 25% on enrollment and 25% 5 months later. Then 25% at the start of year 2, plus a final 25% 5 months later. That would be £2,225 each payment. Please note, if you pay in yearly installments, your tuition fee may increase after the first year of study, rising in line with inflation. If you have received an unconditional offer for the program, you will receive the next steps email. You will receive this email from the university directly. For PBA students, you'll need to pay £990 or roughly $1,167 US for the first module before teaching starts. Once the Central Applications Board has confirmed the credits for the module, you'll be invited to apply for the full course at the next available entry point. The module will then be considered as applied prior learning as part of your full MSc application. You can then cover the remainder of your total program fees once you've had confirmation that you've passed your PBA module. Essentially, the £990 will be taken off the total amount owed, and you can pay the remaining program fees in full or in installments. The most convenient way to pay for the University of Huddersfield program is online. The secure online payment facility allows learners to make payments to the University of Huddersfield directly from any computer. Summon Via will drop the link below. There are no additional costs or application fees required for this program. Learners looking to understand what financial aid there may be, Summon Via will also be dropping in the chat link some additional resources available to explore postgraduate loans, employer tuition reimbursement, and you can even explore an alumni discount if you're an alumni of the University of Huddersfield. Please note, the FAFSA is not accepted for this online degree program. You can also take a look at Coursera funding options available. Canadian students who reside in Ontario may be eligible for financial support through the Ontario Student Assistance Program, or OSAP. With a combination of loans and grants, OSAP can help make your master's degree more affordable. To check for eligibility requirements, please explore the link that Summon Bio will drop now. Next slide. Applications are currently open, and if you wish to apply for the MSc program as a standard direct entry, you'll need the following documents to apply. Please note that these documents are mandatory to apply. Next slide. You will need a copy of your academic certificates, a copy of your full transcript and your academic results. If you have any previous coursework which was taught in a different language, you'll need to provide translated copies. A copy of a photographic ID. This can be a passport or a UK driving license. Provisional license is accepted. You'll also need to, if applicable, apply a copy of your English language certificate. A personal statement is also mandatory with no max limit. Summon Via will drop a helpful how-to supply a personal statement here in the chat box here momentarily. You'll also need to supply one reference with contact details, academic or professional. If you have been advised to do so, please provide a copy of your CV. If you're unsure what your grades would be equivalent to in the UK, you can always check your qualification equivalency on the University of Huddersfield website. Summon Via is going to drop that link right now. And again, just reach out if you have any questions. We will always be here to help you. Students can apply for standard direct entry route so long as it's equivalent to a UK level 6 qualification, as it should be sufficient. There is no application fee for this program. Students can only apply through the University of Huddersfield online application portal and just need to submit copies of their documents rather than the paper copy. Summon Via will now drop the link to the online portal in the chat box below. A scanned image or clear photograph should be sufficient for the admissions department to review the student's application. Students who fail to submit all of the required documents will be asked to provide this to the university via study at hud.ac.uk, ensuring they attach all their documents. The deadline to apply for the May 2025 cohort is May 19th. Next slide. For those who may not meet the standard direct entry, I'd love to provide you with a checklist so that you have all the information you need to successfully complete your performance-based application by the deadline. As we've discussed, this online application program offers a PBA admissions entry route based on you successfully completing a 20-credit module. You'll complete one of 3 possible courses depending on when you're applying to join, either September, January, or May intake for the MSc Management. If you enroll in the Fundamentals of Leadership module in May and successfully complete it, you'll be able to join the MSc intake in January. For performance-based entry, please select postgraduate taught level of study, part-time study mode, and May 2025. If you wish to enroll for the Fundamentals of Leadership distance learning part-time module for May 2025 and subsequently join the full MSc cohort in January 2026. To apply as a PBA student, the application checklist would consist of: write a personal statement that can demonstrate your suitability for this program. I'd recommend writing about your career achievements and aspirations and as why you feel like this would be a good fit for the program. A copy of your photographic ID. This can be, again, your passport or UK driving license. Provisional license is accepted. English language test documentation, if applicable. And then again, if you've been advised to do so, please do also share your CV. Please ensure to include contact details for one reference, academic or professional, in your application. They will be contacted if clarification is needed regarding your application. Once submitted, your application will be sent to the admissions committee at the University of Huddersfield. It will take approximately up to 3 weeks to receive a response regarding your application. To ensure no further delays, please upload all supporting evidence and documentation as stated. Important reminder: you must pass the module on your first full attempt to be considered for entrance into the MSc program. Once the Central Applications Board, or CAB, has confirmed the credits for the module, you'll be invited to apply for the full course at the next available entry point. The module will then be considered as APL as a part of the full MSc application. If you opt for the PBA route, you'll need to pay £990 for the first module before the teaching starts. Then you'll pay for the remainder of the program fees once you've had confirmation you've passed the PBA module. Next slide. Once you have submitted your application through the University of Huddersfield online portal, you'll receive an email confirming that your application has been received. PSA: do check your spam folder just in case. The admissions committee will then review your application. It will take approximately 3 weeks for the university to make a decision. However, this is dependent on successful completion and correct documentation being submitted with your application. Therefore, I'd strongly recommend uploading your documents such as certificates, transcripts, English language requirements on the application portal, as missing documents will lead to a delay in the response. Once your application has been reviewed, you will receive either a conditional or unconditional offer of admission onto the program. Offers will be sent out to students via email, and your offer letter will detail the next steps. Please note that if you have a conditional offer, You will be required to provide further evidence in order to change this to unconditional. You will be asked to email your official results and/or certificates to dl-application@hud.ac.uk. If you receive an unconditional offer, you will have to formally accept this by emailing the University of Huddersfield saying you accept the offer. Once you have officially accepted your offer, you will receive your next steps email from the university. This email should be coming out around April 21st and onwards. The course joining information will be made available via My HUD applicant portal prior to the start of your course. The university will contact you closer to the start date with your username and password for My HUD. The university's student portal, where you'll be able to access information relating to enrollment and orientation course. You will also be able to access a formal confirmation of acceptance letter from this portal, which can be used as a confirmation of your place for official purposes. You'll receive further details about the enrollment process approximately 1 month prior to the start of your course. You will also be invited to complete your orientation course on the Coursera platform before the course start. It is mandatory that you complete the orientation course in the Coursera platform. This will hold valuable information for your course for you to read through before starting. Once you've completed all these steps, you will be starting the course in May 2025. Next slide. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Shelley Harrington. Dr. Harrington is the course leader for the program and will be able to help you gain an even better understanding of this incredible opportunity. Next slide. All right, Dr. Harrington, why was the MSc Management program created, and what is its primary objectives? That's my first question for you.
Hey. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everybody. Firstly, I'm delighted to join the webinar today, let you know a bit more about our course. As Sarah said, our next cohort is due to join us in May, and we're super excited as a team of who is joining us for our next delivery. I'll just quickly introduce myself first. I think that would be really useful for you all. And then, yes, I will, Sarah, answer this question for you. It's a great first question. So my name is Dr. Shelley Harrington. I am the Director of Teaching and Learning here at Huddersfield Business School. I'm really excited that you're here to find out more about the course. I've been with Huddersfield Business School for around 9 years now, and I have a real passion for higher education delivery. So in terms of why we created this program and what its objectives are, our strapline here at the University of Huddersfield is inspiring global professionals. We've been doing this very successfully on campus. Sarah, you went over the accolades that we have as an institution, but we also acknowledge that many students have multiple roles, responsibilities, and have become much more technologically savvy. And so we've designed our MSc Management course by distance learning for people just like you, people that are busy individuals, perhaps business owners, they're working, they're looking for their next promotion. We aim to provide you with an educational experience in management that's relevant to what is a very turbulent business context that we find ourselves in at the moment. And we want to be able to boost your employability, your business acumen as you work your way through the program. If you join us in May, you will join a global community of learners and professionals, develop your knowledge, learn lots of transferable skills that will really help you to excel in the modern workplace. Many of our students that we have on our course today are business owners. individuals with very busy jobs. We have individuals who have very young children. We actually have one participant at the moment who's on maternity leave. She has a very young baby and she's doing a course alongside that. And we have lots of students who want to develop their career potential whilst juggling really busy things in their life. So I hope that answers that question, Sarah. Oh, Sarah, I think you're on mute. I can't hear you.
Oh my goodness, that's so embarrassing. Sorry, I had
It
to
happens all
drink
the
a
time.
sip of water. Next slide, Baya. Let's go to the next question. What are the main differences between the MSc Management and an MBA?
Okay, yeah, this is a question we get asked a lot. So the MSc Management program is for those students who wish to pursue or progress a career in management, but did not study business, perhaps at an undergraduate level. So it offers a transition into management and leadership roles. Or it might help you to develop in an existing role. So you're looking for perhaps a promotion or even a career change. Typically, an MBA requires you to have held extensive management experience before you can apply. So you might be someone who's been a senior leader for 10 to 15 years. So there's a difference in expectation in terms of existing experience. That would be the main difference between those two programs.
Excellent. Let's move on to the next slide, Baya. Can you walk us through the curriculum offered in the MSc Management program and explain how practical skills are integrated into it?
Yes, of course. So the curriculum spans 2 years, like Sarah said. It's a part-time degree. During this time, you will complete 7 20 credit modules, and then you'll also do an extended research project, which in the UK we would call that a bit like a dissertation is what it would be. In your first year, there is an emphasis on fundamentals of management, responsible leadership, research skills. In year 2, we focus a lot more on your personal and professional development. And then that all accumulates in you creating a research project, which is in a management topic that really interests you. Now, if you join us in May, your first module will be fundamentals of management. Fundamentals of management, I think is the right one, isn't it? Yes, I'm right. And that is with Gemma Bend, who is one of my amazing colleagues here at the University of Huddersfield. She is our undergraduate course leader for the business management suite. So that's who you will meet on that first module. And that will get you to grips with all of the theory you need to understand about management, about leadership. It will give you a high level overview of the landscape organizations are facing and experiencing. Now, in terms of those practical skills and how are they integrated, throughout everything we do on the Coursera platform, we have real world case studies. And these are case studies from big multinational companies to small micro enterprises. We really want to work with those real world examples so that you can apply your own understanding to a real situation. Now, in addition, we have lots of discussion boards on the Coursera platform, and they're designed so that you can draw on your own experience that you have to offer. And you can talk about the experiences that you've faced and how that theory relates in the real world in terms of what it is that you do. I'm just coming to the end of delivering my strategic management module with our existing cohort. And many of those are taking individual weeks that we've learned on the module. They're applying it back into the organization they work for. So I'm being able to, in real time, see that how they're developing their practical skills, which as a module leader is great to see.
That's fantastic. And to be able to see them grow, that's got to be such a wonderful
Yeah,
feeling as they progress through the program. All right,
yeah,
let's move to
absolutely.
the next slide. All right, this next one is about assessments, always top of mind for everyone. How will the assessments be structured in the program, and how can students find out how much each will affect their grade?
Yeah, you're right, Sarah. This is always top of a student's agenda in terms of how will they be assessed. And I like, Sarah, that you led with we don't do exams. There are no exams on our MSc Management. We are really proud of the supportive learning environment that we provide to learners, both on campus, but also through our online delivery. In each of your modules, you will receive really specific guidance relating to each assessment, and you'll have the opportunity to take part in formative learning activities where essentially you're testing your learning, you're gaining feedback from your module tutor, from your peers, before you start work on your final assignment. Most of our modules will have some weekly assessments. So uh, on my module, for example, this is actually every 3 weeks, we have multiple choice questions that test your learning. And then you'll have an overall larger piece of coursework. So on my module, which is very similar to the others, you have 4 short multiple choice questionnaires, each worth 5%. And then you do a 2,500 word report, which is worth the remaining 80% of your module grade. All of your grades will be taken into account in your overall degree award classification. When you go through, so if you choose to join us and you choose to enroll, when you start on the course, you will be informed about the assessment from the start. So you will know exactly what your assessment requirements are. And actually, what we will do is support you through every stage of developing that final report, for example. We appreciate you're really busy individuals, so we want to make sure that you can break down that task into manageable weekly activities that then comes together to allow you to submit something that you're really proud of. So yeah, most of the modules, Sarah, will have 20% worth of multiple choice and 80%, which is a final report at the very end of the module when you've learned everything there is to know about a particular topic.
I love that. That sounds so ideal. Let's move to the next slide. And this one is also top of mind for most people. All right, so how does this degree prepare students for the challenges of the modern business environment?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. And there certainly are a lot of challenges in the modern business environment at the moment. This master's degree is extremely versatile in terms of the career paths that you might take and the outcomes that are open to you. And that's mainly due to the broad range of business skills that you will acquire as you go through the MSc Management. Within your course, you will cover the theory, you will consider its application in that modern business environment. You'll explore the role of technology. We do a lot on artificial intelligence within management roles. We discuss its impact, both good and bad. Um, we also focus inherently on you as an individual, your own personal and your professional development as part of the program. So really what you're doing is you are gaining an understanding of the challenges of the modern business world. That understanding then allows you to equip yourself and the people you work with the skills to handle those challenges. And at the same time, you're focusing on your own personal and professional development. And like Sarah said, you have access to all of our services online that we would offer students on campus. And part of that includes access to our wonderful career consultants who will talk you through things like how do I really sell the transferable skills that I have, for example.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for touching on that. That's a really great takeaway as well. Let's move to our next slide. All right. I feel like you've already given us some really amazing advice, but do you have any additional advice that you would give to a prospective student who's considering applying for the program?
Yeah, I think well, I think I would say that it's something you should consider. It's a great investment in your career, and I feel really passionate about that, and even more so since seeing the cohorts that have come through already and how they're all super motivated to develop and push themselves further. What we offer here is a professional, very competitively priced master's without that need for experience, unlike the MBA, as we spoke about. You don't necessarily need the undergraduate degree if you go through the PBA route. Um, you are, of course, getting a prestigious qualification, all of the accolades that Sarah was talking about. We are super proud to be one of the top 6% business schools globally. Um, you will be joining a global community of learners. So one of the tips I would give you is to really make the most of that. And we have platforms like Slack, discussion boards, online live sessions where there's a great opportunity to meet other people, discuss, share your experience. And I can really see those friendships being formed and those peer networks of support being gained as modules are running. I think another tip would be to try and manage your time carefully. So this course is perfect because it's been designed with very busy individuals in mind. So you can go at your own pace, you can work your way through the content, you can even do those multiple choice questions when it suits you. So it might be an assessment that falls in week 3, but let's say it's a really busy period at work and you might not get round to it till week 5. That's okay, as long as it's done by the end of the module. But yeah, it's important to plan your time and to go at a pace that works for you. And I think overall, I really hope you join us, and hopefully I will welcome you as a course leader onto the program in due course.
I love that. Thank you so much. And for touching on the flexibility of pacing your module speed. I think that's something that's so important to call out for sure. I was kind of like thinking in my mind when we were talking through it earlier, oh no, we gotta have MCQs, week 3, gotta get, but it's great that they have the
Yeah.
flexibility. Things get a little bit busy to slow it down and make it work best for them.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. And I think these things are inevitable, aren't they? A work deadline comes up, or your child is, off school and ill, and you have to switch roles. So I think we've designed this course with flexibility in mind, and it's perfect for really busy individuals.
that's beautiful. Thank you so much for that. All right, Samanbaya, let's move to our next slide. Oh, look at that. And now that was a great lead in. We're going to do our live Q&A. Samanbaya has been a ninja and has taken care of a lot of the Q&A. It looks like we just have like a couple of things that we might need some additional help with. Um, free courses. Do you guys have any open courses available
No, I
for?
don't think we do actually. No, we don't have any open courses available at the moment. No.
Okay, thank you so much. If you have any questions for us that have not already been answered, oh, good, yay. Um, there's a question that just popped in. It looks like we've got a couple here. This question is coming through from Viviana. Is it possible to complete the course within 1 year? And the
Okay.
answer to
Hi,
that,
Viviana. Hello. I'm afraid it's not. I know it's not possible. I'm afraid we have that minimum that 24 months is how long it would take you to complete it. But really, that's so you can get that depth of understanding. There's lots of modules. You can do the assessment. So, no, it's a 2-year course.
2 years. All right, and then we've got a long one. I don't know if did you see that? I think Samanbaya just grabbed it. You were so fast, Samanbaya. You're like So amazing. It was a question about someone that might have completed a Google certification. Could you talk a little bit about that, Dr. Harrington, and how that process works?
Yeah, this is something that I'm aware of that I think falls under our, essentially you would need to do that mapping. So I think you've put the link as to like where these qualifications would map for us. Um, that's something which is really valuable to do. I think you would still fall under our PBA route because you don't have, potentially don't have the undergraduate. But the PBA route is a great entry in to the MSc Management. So yeah, we will definitely look at Google certification. We know there's lots of training that's out there. So just talk to the team. I think all the details are on the chat, and they will help you to map those qualifications that you might have.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, let's look. So we've got some more coming in kind of quickly. Let's look and see. Oh, I want to start in September. Do I have to wait for that intake or can I still begin the process? You can begin the process. It's open. The application is open. Of course, we want you in May so you can get started faster, be with Dr. Harrington. But the September application is open. That is an option that's available to you. All right, let me look and see. Can you see these Q&As? They're coming in and someone by is just grabbing them so fast.
I can't, so this is a total surprise to me when a
Oh,
question pops up.
good. Oh, I love it. Okay, okay. All right. All right, let me see. Okay, let's read this one. I'm going to read this to you so we can get some clarification together. If one applies and passes the May PBA course, and qualifies for the January 2026 entry, is it possible to pay the entire fee before September to get the existing rate, or would the price be £9,900?
That is a really interesting question, and I'm sure the finance team would tell me off if I took a guess at that question. So that might be something we need to
Me too.
clarify and come back with because I wouldn't. They keep academics very far away from the finance of the running of these courses. So I wouldn't want to guess, but we can get that information, can't we, Sarah, and post it
Yes,
out.
we will. So Sandra, please make sure you schedule an appointment with me and I can follow up with you on that to make sure that that gets resolved and you get the information and support you need. All right. Oh, this is a good one from Mirandy. I want to know which age can you apply for this course?
Oh,
Is it
hi,
minimum
Miranda.
18?
Yeah, I think we're 18 and above, aren't we? I think that's what it is. There's
Okay.
no maximum age. We have all sorts of people with a whole range of life experience, and the cohorts that I've seen so far, we've had 2 cohorts to date, um, have really varied in range of age actually. So no, there's no upper limit of age expectations.
All right, perfect. I've got a couple more questions. I'm going to combine Sandra. She has two. So I'm going to combine that and then we'll come and we'll grab a couple more. Okay. We're running low on time. You guys, this has just been the funnest hour ever. Um, is there a guide to what a professional reference should include? And then also she is curious to know if there is a course relevant to people working in UN agencies. Both
Okay,
questions.
so the first part of the question in terms of that professional reference, I think there's some resources that have been put on the chat in terms of how to create those references, but really we're just looking for, if you're currently working, it might be your line manager, your boss, someone that can just tell us a little bit about your character. I'm sure they're going to say you're hardworking, you're really engaged. We're not looking for a particular format, really. We just want to make sure that there is someone who is saying, yes, this person can handle this course and they'd be a great candidate to go on it. There'll be lots of online resources as well you can look at, but don't worry too much about the format. It's just really important that we have a reference from someone, most likely your line manager or boss, someone that's able to comment on your performance, for example. There was another part of that question, wasn't it? Remind me, Sarah, what the second part
Yes,
was.
that's okay. They were not attached, but from the same person. Is there a course relevant to people working in UN agencies?
Oh, right. Okay. So we don't have anything specific in terms of the area you're in terms of working in UN agencies, but actually one of the benefits about a broad-reaching MSc like this, the MSc Management, is everything we cover on the module, you will be able to apply within your own unique setting. So we have students from all sorts of different sectors, all sorts of different business backgrounds. We can take a module like strategic management, we can look at change management, we can look at organizational learning, and you can apply that to the sector that you are in. So whilst we don't have anything specific there will be case studies, there will be information, and we'll guide you as to how you can apply that within your own setting that you either work within or you want to work within.
Perfect. All right, I've got a couple more that are coming in now. Um, there's a question. So, with regards to fees, I'm a resident here in the UK, but not a British citizen. Is the fee still the same or different?
Okay, that's going to fall back to my original answer about I stay very away from
Perfect.
finance or
I
visa
can
related
I can
questions.
take that one. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I got it. It's the same.
good,
It's not different.
good.
Everyone has the same tuition for the program. So there we go. That took care of that. Yay, combined teamwork makes the dream work. Um, can I start the full program if I successfully complete the PBA this year and start in September this year instead of January?
So that's if you complete the PBA now for our May entry. No, I think the earliest you would then start the MSc would be January, and that's because your grade has to we have to go through the assessment procedures. It has to be confirmed at our exam boards. Then we communicate that to you, and then you start in January. So as it currently stands, we can't move that timeline earlier, I'm afraid.
Awesome. All right, and then I see a student, Tassin. I'm so glad that you finished your PBA. I know that you're asking like how you can join or what comes next. We need to make sure that your grades have been confirmed, right? That you've received your results, and then you'll be hearing from the university with next steps. I think that that's right. What do you think, Dr. Shellington? Dr. Harrington, how did I do? Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So yeah, I assume if you've done the PBA with us, then that would have been my colleague Hayley German's module. So yes, that will all get confirmed, the grades, and you'll get that next step email so that you're ready to then join the MSc Management.
So exciting. All right. Any final questions for Dr. Harrington? Oh my gosh, look at that. It just popped right up. It was like magic just then.
Good timing.
Uh, are there any courses I can do before entry via the PBA route that will give me credits for the MSc Management course?
So essentially, the PBA offering that we have is where you will do the first module on the course in May. So that starts at the end of May. And then if you pass that module, that is giving you the entry requirements that will then allow you to join the MSc Management in January. So really it's, yes, we do. We're offering that one module, experience it, pass it, and I'm sure you'll pass it because we've got really experienced staff that will support you every step of the way. And then that is your entry requirements into the MSc Management. So that's the best route if you don't have an undergrad degree as it currently stands.
Perfect. All right, Sandra, she's back and she's asking about the deadline to sign up for the May intake, and that is May 19th. So please get your application and all your materials submitted by the 19th of May. Thank you so much. So that's that. Jessica, I see that you've written hello. So hello, right back to you. We're so glad that you joined us. Um, all right. It looks like Gariel mentioned, okay, you all mentioned a dissertation at the end of the program that has to be, oh, so she started. Hold on just a second. I'll come right back to you, Jessica. You all mentioned a dissertation at the end of the program that has to be completed. Do you have to defend your dissertation like a thesis?
No, no, you don't. We only do that at PhD level here. So no, you will write your individual research project on a topic of your choosing, so you can carve it so it really works with career, ambitions, promotion, whatever it might be. But no, there's no oral defense. It's just your written work only that will get marked by the team.
Perfect. Jessica, I see your question. You say, hello, if I start the course in May with payment installments, will the installment fee go up as well? And to my understanding, and again, not a finance person, neither is Dr. Harrington, but to my understanding, if you're doing installments, they do fall in line with if there's an increase,
Mm.
typically yearly. That is the information that we have. So to my understanding, that increase would still be relevant. All right, and that's that. Any final questions? Because we got 1 minute left. Okay, we got one from Andrew. Okay. If you have 2 years of university studies with Google certificate in project management, can that satisfy the direct entry requirement? That's a very specific question for you, Dr. Harrington.
I think I would refer back to the link that's in the chat where you can look at the qualifications that you have and see how it maps across. Now, it depends if you did 2 years of university study and that resulted in a qualification, so you got the degree at the end, or perhaps you didn't complete the qualification. I think the team would really have to look at that, and we're open to looking at the experience and understanding that you have. And then it would be the enrollment team that would make a decision as to whether you are MSc Management straight away route or the PBA route. So I think we've got a team that will help you to understand which route is best for you.
That's a fantastic answer, and I second everything that she said. Just make sure that if you submit your application, just send us your transcripts so that that can be reviewed and again mapped over like Dr. Harrington is suggesting. All right. I think that that's it for today. I want to thank everyone for joining us and spending some time with us today. Um, thank you. And I wish each of you continued success in all of your endeavors. And we will hopefully see you for the May intake. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.